Good morning, everyone. So I'm about to start really quickly in a second, just trying to get uploaded here to all three platforms. We are on IG this morning at One Rose Project INC, also on YouTube Live right now, and then Facebook will be in about maybe 55 seconds. So give me a minute. I hope that everyone is safe right now with everything going on with COVID-19, because this is truly a reality. And Italy just had 900 and some people pass away in one day. Like, this is really serious. Like, I know I have joked about some things, but not, in a bad way. And I want people to understand that I do take this seriously, but it's getting really real right now. It's really, really real. This morning, I am basically starting something off a little bit different. I'm going to start this every single day, Monday through Friday, to help my mentees to, have better, days, because it seems like that they have been struggling. It's been a little rough. What's going on Facebook? Facebook is a little annoying. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get Facebook together. Are you even going to open? Waiting for video for Facebook. How did I know this was going to happen? Once again. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but it's always tripping. Come on, I ain't got that much time. Let me just go regular live 1 second. So who's out there? If you're out there, tell me where you at in the world. I think I should be able to see the comments. Okay, rule of thumb for me next time is to get Facebook in motion first, because I don't know why it's always loading so late. Okay, here we go. All right, so welcome to quarantine day number 9,991. And seriously, people, I'm ready to run. This 100% remote has been just, it's brain racking. And I'm sure some of you who work from home 100% remote already, you're probably used to this, but I am a very interactive person and I need to see people. I need to talk to people. And I'm sure parents are going crazy right now with having the kids side by side, or having their children, if more than one, all in the same space. So some people are not taking this as serious as it should be. I've seen kids outside riding bikes. I've seen kids, at the park. I've seen kids hanging outside. And I'm just trying to figure out, do they not know the definition of quarantine? So here we go. Quarantine, a state, period, or place of isolation in which people or animals that have arrived from somewhere else or have been exposed to infectious diseases are placed. Now, this is the definition from Webster. So it says, many animals die in quarantine, impose isolation on a person, animal, or place, put in quarantine. So this is basically telling you that we all have to stay home, just like they said. We all have to stay away. We all have to make sure that we are staying safe and keeping others around us safe as much as possible. The death rates, I've been trying to, pretty much keep up with what's been going on worldwide, and it's hard to keep up with the numbers with so many articles that are being released at the same time. So our word of the day today will be reality. And I'm gonna read you what reality means first to my mentees, because this is really hitting home. And for some people, they have family members who are possibly ill and do not know, or they have family ill that does know. And I've already seen one person that I know lose somebody from COVID-19. So let's look up reality and give you the real definition, because it's real and it's getting real. And this is the world that you're not used to seeing. So, the world or state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them. The state or quality of having existence or substance. So, what does that mean to you in your world right now? You're facing virtual learning. You're facing being at home full time for, if your school has closed or state has closed within a certain time period, you're home right now, and you have to practice the success tips that you need in order to be successful within the classes that you're currently enrolled in. So you have to figure out different ways to do it. So here's a quick tip. So wake up just like you would on your normal school day, like your normal routine. And I would pretty much say, act like you're going to school. Shower in the morning if you have not done so, because guess what? A shower for me wakes me up. I'm sure it should probably wake a lot of you up, because you're getting ready, you're preparing yourself. Brush your teeth. Important. Brush your teeth. You won't be in nobody's face with funky breath, whether that's with your siblings or your parents. I can't stand when people wake up and then they just want to talk right away. It's like, ugh, why? So get dressed. This is the number one rule right here. Get dressed. And I would say get dressed because, just like dress for success, when you dress up and you look a certain way, you feel a certain way. And then that means that you're ready. So get up every single morning, get dressed, even if you put on shoes, because if you put on, I guess slides or flip flops, whatever you want to call them, you kind of get in a real relaxed state, and then you just don't want to do anything. If you're sitting around in your pajamas, you're probably lounging, you're probably slouching. I get up when I work from home on my work from home days, my remote days, as they call them. I have enough. And this 100% remote is driving me crazy, because I'm used to, interacting with students. I'm used to going to college campuses. I'm used to going to the office. I miss my team heavily, number one. What's up? What's up, TJ? I miss my team heavily because, I have a rock star team, and I just enjoy seeing them every single day. I enjoy working with them. It's just not the same when you're working virtually. It's just not the same. So get up, get dressed. You don't have to be going anywhere to do that. I do it all the time because it's what pretty much gets me going. Just get dressed. You'll probably figure out the difference. So this is the number one rule. And I should have put this first, but no, I shouldn't have put it first, because you gotta wake up first. But find you a designated work area. And the most important thing with that is get some headphones. If you don't have some headphones, I'm sure every student has a set of headphones right now. Come on now. We all have phones for some of us. If you don't have some, you probably have just people in general putting on headphones to block out, distractions. So Make sure that you find a designated work area, put on your headphones, get plugged into your class. If you have an online virtual session, I know some of the schools do, some of the schools do not, because they have packets that they are working on. They have access to their teachers. The parents have access to their teachers, all of the above. But you want to make sure that you have your own little work area. You want to space yourself out from people, practicing social distancing. But the headphones are essential because you want to block out distractions. You want to block out the noise and, hone in, get focused on what you really want to do. And I'm sure your parents are home with you. They might be close by, but stay away from your parents. Give them the same respect and the space that they need, because number one, they're still trying to provide for you and that home to keep everything afloat if they're working from home. And respect their space, respect their time. They have emails that they have to answer. They have every thing under the book that they're probably still getting from their boss, that they get on an everyday basis. So nothing really changes. It is not vacation. Most people think that working remotely is vacation. It's not vacation. You still have tasks to complete. You still have emails to respond to. Those emails could be vital, and they need a direct response ASAP, or it could be something that you're waiting around for, and you're waiting on a response for something. But if you miss something because, oh, I was helping the kids or something like that, that may not fly. For some people, that may not fly. But some companies might be a little bit lenient or open to that situation due to the situation of having kids at home, and that can be, or you can be, a major distraction. So give your parents space, give your parents time. If they're working remotely, I'm sure that they probably set up a workstation or area. I have a good friend in Florida, and she's even went the extra mile to put a green and a red symbol on her door. So if the door is closed, that means it's red. If the door is green, she may have it cracked, or she may just put the door symbol on green, so the kids will know that they can ask her something. But I thought that was kind of funny, but also a great idea. It kind of reminded me of the bathroom, like vacant, occupied. So respect your parents, respect their space. And the next thing I want to talk about is the virtual learning piece. We have seen so many different transitions within the past few weeks. And this is really interesting because I remember when I first started with the Rose Project and I wanted to become a virtual based program. I wanted to, include my community as well, but I also wanted to reach people globally. I didn't want to just share information with people who were only local, because everyone around the world needs to understand, the essential skills that they need, the life skills that they need in order, to own a business, work a job, develop a career, have mentors, mentees, whatever the case. On our phones, almost every 5 seconds, pretty much now, every 5 seconds we're on a phone. And whatever way to reach people is by phone. Some people have alerts on their phone for certain apps. Some people have alerts for their emails. Some people have alerts for alarms they've set for, listening to a podcast, doing a certain task. Everything is pretty much on a device or on your mobile phone these days. I have my phone here on IG. I have my MacBook here on YouTube, and my laptop here on Facebook. This is one, two, three, four different, actually five, because I have an older phone that still works, but 5 devices. Now, if you can't connect with somebody on that level and reach out to someone, even if you only reach one person, or if you feel like you haven't reached anybody because, you know, just like social media, you don't have followers, you don't have this, you don't have that. If that's your main purpose, then you shouldn't be doing it, because you're always going to be looking for someone to basically tell you, oh, what do I need to do to gain more followers? What I need to do to, you know, reach more people. If you reach one person, you've changed something. And I'm gonna always say this: the best advertisement is word of mouth. So if you're doing it with your own vision, because no one will understand your vision but you, your own purpose, your own connections, and crawling and walking slowly to get towards your success, then you don't have to worry about anything else. The doors will open, the windows may close, but you may be able to sneak around, you know, to the back door. That's your networking. That's your knowing people. That's you opening your mouth and talking to people and understanding what surrounds you, the resources that are around you, everything. So, with that being said, with resources, Google is basically, like my man Gary Vee say, is your mother and this generation. Back back in the day, we went to the library for a lot of information. We had to go actually put our hand on a physical book. We had to make photocopies. You probably don't even know how to make a photocopy. Some of y'all. You had to make a photocopy of what you wanted to take or leave. You had to do all of that. But today, everything is pretty much virtual based. So understanding the resources that you have. So if you have Google and you want to know something, look for what you need to know. You have what is it? One thing I use all the time is Khan Academy. So if I have mentees that have trouble with like math or science or something of that nature, we refer them to Khan Academy. I've even used Khan Academy in college. It goes several different ways. You can, you know, have several different topics. I had to do it with, you know, algebra, trigonometry, and go back and study the basic steps and apply it to what I was learning in, you know, the what was it like a college algebra class, and also with accounting, because it all run its course together. So if you need help, try to use Google first. Okay, leave your parents alone. Now, parents, this doesn't mean that you can't help them, but allow them to try to get into their own space, into their own zone. If they were still at school, they cannot reach out to you and ask you the same exact thing that they need to understand right now. And if the teacher wasn't in front of them in school and they were sent off to do a science, but don't help them directly. Don't just find it and show them. Because trust me, a lot of parents I know have done homework and packets and stuff like that. And don't tell stories because you've done it. Every educator, this is the new word, because my high school friend Donika, she said that they are not teachers, they're educators. So every educator know their students' capabilities and what they could do. So if you wrote that paper for them, they know that's not their paper. If you did those math problems for them and they, you know, somehow miraculously got a high B or even an A, they know somebody assisted or somebody helped them with, you know, trying to complete the assignment. But my coach would always tell me this back in the day, and his name is Coach Warren. Some people probably already know, but he would always say something that I always see now on the Lido's pizza box. And I was like, wow, how ironic. So he would always say, never cut corners. And back then, I understood what that meant, but I didn't really or truly apply it to the best of my knowledge, because I felt like I had to do what I had to do to get by or make a way or to pass this class or, you know, be successful in the way that I knew how to be successful. So it's like basically you have to learn, you know, your study skills, your level of academics and what works for you. I'm gonna give you a prime example because we almost out of time here, but trigonometry. When I was in high school, my senior year, Oxon Hill, this is, oh wow. So I had a math class with Mr. Anderson. It was trigonometry 2. I did not feel like I needed to take that. But my mother made me take that course because she was like, "Oh, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna do this, you probably would need to take this class." But I only had 4 credits that I needed to graduate because I went the smart route. I started with my hard classes first from ninth to 11th grade. And then when I got to senior year, it all panned out for me. I only needed 4 credits, really only 3, but I had to take at least 4. And then I had a half a day. But instead of me having a half a day, my mother wouldn't allow me to come home and then go back to school to go to practice because she didn't trust that. So I had end up taking what you call it. I ain't been out of school that long and I remember. Oh man. Anyway, he was teaching plant science and I was his aide. So I guess it was student aid or something. Somebody help me remember what you call the class when you help the teacher. But I was there and I had a ninth grade class that I assisted with for half of the day after my regular classes were done. And it was one of the best experiences that I have ever had because I got a chance to see, you know, what we looked like in ninth grade. And it was pretty much so similar that it was scary. And I was like, wow, if I could do this all over again, I would do it all over again. So allow them to think, allow them to understand your workspace, respect your time, um, getting their assignments done, make sure that they get their research done to the best of their knowledge. If they can't, ask for help. I have seen so many teachers, and you parents need to thank your teachers. And I've already apologized to the teachers that I was rude to when I was in school, because it's a very, very demanding job, and they do not get paid enough money. And on top of that, they do not get paid to do some of the activities that they do outside of work. Um, the podcast that I had with Donika, she explained basically, the routine and what goes on inside and outside the classroom, what's required of them, and I would, I couldn't do it. No, no, I'm just gonna be honest. I can't do it. So teachers have been going on IG Live, they have been recording videos, they have been getting into the space of understanding students. And this is actually a blessing in disguise because I always say there's always a positive and a negative. And I'm going to tell you why. Right now, we're dealing with a pandemic. Teachers are learning new ways to run their class via technology. So you're not just a technology teacher, you're into the tech world. Even if you don't understand it, there's always room to grow and to learn. So, with that being said, you have teachers that are getting to the student level right now. And with the teachers being on the same level as the student individually and what doesn't. So, some people may, you know, need to look at it to understand it. Some people may need to hear it. There's a lot of programs that offer, this type of learning, and this distant online learning, I'm sure it's pretty rough in the beginning, but it will eventually, become a good wave. But you're actually reaching the students on a great level because you are entering their world. This is the change that they needed to see because ever since they were born, all they know is technology, technology, technology. You have 5 and 6 year olds right now that probably can do more stuff on their phone or on your phone if they don't have a phone that you can. And change is something that is very, very hard on any level. That's whether it's, at home, and many people fight it. They don't want to do it. It's too much. And today, you're understanding that the technology that they've been using, they've been working with, they've been seeing, you always complain that they're on their phone or whatever the case may be. Something on that phone may interest them, but you don't understand what that is. Some song may interest them, and then they want to be an artist. It develops them and creates that character that you need to see, not only from them, but what they need to see in themselves. So if you're talking about, oh, well, this student is bad and this student act this way for a certain reason. No, it's a reason why. There's a root cause. You have to figure out what that root cause is, whether that's something that's going on at home or at school. Bullying is a big time thing right now. You have a lot of students in your classrooms that are not involved with their fathers directly. Some may not even know their fathers. These create issues. And what I've seen is that if you reach the student on their level, if you talk to them calmly, now I'm not saying to sit up here and I can't say that word, but I'm not saying to sit up here, let's say sugarcoat with them or be so passive with them that, you allow them to do everything. No, you have to give and receive. It has to be a direct relationship, greater communication. And there's so many things that educators cannot do with the students that hinder the students from learning from the educator. I've said this time and time again, and we are looking at what works in every single area of life and with work, with your job, with your career, with your business, your own education if you're studying right now, everything. So distant learning is actually going to actually take a big step towards the next chapter. And this is the positive within the negative. I know a lot of people do not want to stay home. I don't want to stay home. I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to get to the beach. I'm tired of being in the house. I've been on the road, unfortunately, due to, family situations, but I'm tired of being in the house. I get bored, isolated like this. But it's actually giving me a little bit more discipline, putting me in a better routine. I've been getting text messages and emails from my mentees, my professional networking, groups, and whatever the case may be, on how to reach the students. And it's funny because, again, in one of my professional networking groups, I've stated this time and time again. If people cannot make it to the session, make it live. Make it, technology is to be used all around us. If one of us can't make it and we still want to be there or be included, set up a live session, do a IG, do a Facebook, anything. Everything works, people. Everything works. You should not be able to, it's too much technology out here to miss anything. This is a time to understand the way to use your time wisely, to understand your purpose and your passion and the next direction that you need to take based on what you see around you. Look at it. What's a necessity? What's what's on a high demand list that people need? What can you give them? What can they do? How can they become better? I'm still working on that. And I'm looking on ways to improve that. Not only for, my mentees, but also for myself as well, because we all have the ability to become better. That is the best thing you could do. You can do is to become better and better and better and better. And I actually learned that from a mentor, by the way. She told me everything you do, you want to make sure that you can do it better the next time. So with the Rose Project, the ACCs, for those that don't know, it's attitude, confidence, and character. And we are definitely in a position where we need to have the right attitude. We are definitely in a position where we need to develop, levels of confidence. And we are also in a time where we need to work on developing our character. And this panic attack that y'all been going on, if you stay home and if you do what you need to do and stop acting like it's the end of the world, then everything will be okay. I've seen people fighting in the grocery store over the last laundry detergent, over the hearing elderly folks on the phone saying how there was no toilet paper. One person was literally crying in the middle of the aisle. And check on your elderly family. I call my grandmother every single day. If I don't call her, she'll call me and she'll be like, "Oh, little boy, I haven't heard from you." Make that your normal routine. Do something different. Check on your elderly, figure out what's going on, where they are in life. If they need any help, do a grocery drop off, do a surprise pop up. You don't have to go in. I handed her medicine at the door. I told her I love her at the door. I told her to make sure that she called me or I'll call her later, whatever the case may be. If she needs me, call me. The elderly community is the wise community. I've always said this. They have so much knowledge and we just throw them off to the side. But where do you learn everything from? Your elders, your village, whatever you want to call it. And I've been fortunate enough to have a great village, a lot of good examples, a lot of business mindsets, a lot of go-getters, and that's in your DNA, and that's what you should also be developing. So I want you all to have a great day. I want you all to practice your social distancing. I want you to leave your parents alone because I don't want nobody else texting me about this craziness. Respect their space, respect their time. Get your computer, your laptop, your phone, whatever you have to lock in. Oh, yeah. And for those who keep complaining about no computer. Now, you haven't had a computer, but you have a phone or you have a tablet. What's the problem? There's plenty of Zooms that you can log on to. There's ways to access the internet. Y'all need to stop making excuses, number one, for these students and stop blaming stuff on these schools about them not having computers for the kids and stuff like that. You just got your tax money. And see, we don't like to talk about reality stuff like this. You just got your tax money. I don't care if you had 5 kids, you couldn't buy 2 computers. If somebody else has a phone or whatever the case may be, and scratch that. Some of you getting a couple of thousand. I'm sure that every student should have had a computer. That's just me. We had one computer, and it was by E-Machines when I was growing up. And we all had to take turns on that one computer. Now, unfortunately, it's different now because there's different levels of, courses being studied or whatever the case may be, and it all has to be done now because everyone is at home. We were still in school back then, but homework was done with one computer, research was done with one computer, and this was maybe middle school when we got a computer. But guess what? My father, my mother invested in getting us a computer, even if it was one. But a Chromebook at Walmart is like what, $169? An iPhone is $1,000. Shoes, 200 plus. Clothes. Use your resources, people. Understand that this is reality. This is not something to play with. So stop trying to say that kids don't have, computers, kids don't have access to the internet. These are all excuses that you're making, and I don't care what you say. I don't want to hear it. I've already heard it, and guess what? It go in one ear and out the other, just like the old folks used to say. But I don't care. They know their favorite YouTube channel. They know how to get on the internet. They know how to get on Instagram, Facebook, any social media platform they want to be on. They know. What's up, B? They know. So stop making excuses. For those of you who got them refund checks, use it the right way. How about that? Use it the right way. This is the time where you need to figure out the tools that your kids need if they don't already have it. Because that's an investment. You can't say that your kid don't have a computer and they're in school from K through 12, but then you want them to go to college. But when they go to college, what computer they going to use? The one in the library that everybody else probably is not going to, that's on campus, because these kids already have phones. They could look it up. They already have tablets. They could look it up. iPads, Androids, whatever the case may be. So stop the excuses. I don't care. Say what you want. Say what you want. I don't care. So anyway, I'm gonna cut it off now because it has been 36 minutes. So I'm a little bit over my time. But make sure that you visit us Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. And I will definitely be checking for any messages that I've received from some parents. I'm still waiting on some emails for people who are struggling with this working from home. Just make sure that you work on your having your own space, making sure that you have them respect your time and respect their time as well. But students, log on to your class if you haven't logged on. If you have a packet you need work with, research the subject that you need help with. There's Khan Academy. If you have any other questions, you can always email me or text me. It's all up on the page. So go to the Rose Project Incorporated's page, like the page, share the page, help somebody. Educators, thank you. My friend Nate, Janet Parker, who used to be an educator, Ms. Duncan, who's an educator in Prince George's County. Oh, and one last thing. I don't want to cry, but this is it. So I'm gonna go live later today because I'm going to tell you who's running for Board of Education. That's a Prince George's County graduate, a fraternity member of Alpha Phi Alpha, Black, African American, young engineer, and my god brother. So I'll go live later today. I'll post it on Facebook and figure out what time that will be. Maybe I'll do it at lunchtime. So let's say 12 or 12:15. So I'll go live then. I'll express that, and hopefully you all can help join the campaign. I know I'm already down for the campaign. He wants to run for Board of Education, and we will discuss that later on. So for those of you out there who are just now logging on to class, make sure that you pay attention to your teacher. Make sure that you do not turn your microphone on so you could disturb the class. There has been so many distractions. I've seen them. I have witnessed them. And even with colleges and universities, the same thing is happening. And some not so great things have been shown. Come on, people, let's be for real. So today is Monday, March 30th. Let's just get it together and do what we need to do. And thank you all for your condolences, for those who reached out to me via Facebook, who sent me a text message. This has truly been a trying year, and we're only in the third month of the year. And it's truly been a trying time. And I know the transition for some people is a lot because there's a lot of people not able to work or losing their jobs. I've been trying to help some people find other jobs or careers, but if you need help with that too, send a message below. Let us know on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and I can connect you with the right resources. If you're looking for another job in your career and your business has closed or, it's just not working out, go to LinkedIn, network with people, find things that you can do under your skill set. But this is also the time to improve your skills while you have your time off. So I can talk about that another time later. But have a good morning. Make sure that you eat, get well nourished, and I will see you later. Peace out.